live from the temple. I gotta get in the swing of this here. The first few minutes of these are always a throwaway because you gotta warm up to it. You gotta get going. You gotta get talking. You gotta get, you gotta get into a state where you can, you know how it is. I think I had like a microfiber cloth. Here it is, right here. Look at this. Let's see if we can clean off the camera. Look at that. Live from the temple. We're talking about being a successful social media creator. This is something that I have a lot of experience with and a lot of inexperience with, and that's how experience goes, because it's just, you think that this is like, this is a conventional YouTube channel. Okay, so let's back up for a second, because this is not a conventional YouTube channel. This isn't like I set out to make a YouTube channel. Okay, so let's go back. Let's talk a little bit about the history of the temple, the history of how this came about, going all the way back to 2020, going back to the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. Anybody remember that? You never hear much about that anymore. That was the beginning of the temple. It was right there. Right there. When I left, when I went into exile, I wandered the lands. And I found myself in the land of Instagram. Now, the temple has no Instagram account anymore. There's no Instagram, okay? Instagram is a memory at this point, because I've been exiled from Instagram too. But that was my home. That was my home for 5.5 years. YouTube was always an afterthought. YouTube was never intended to be the main thing, even though I had a certain amount of success on YouTube. It just happened. It just happened. I was posting piano videos starting in 2022. In 2022, I had reached the end of my rope. And I said, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep putting my best stuff out there. The stuff that I was posting about meditation. And I wasn't getting the conversations that I wanted to be having. And so this great man, a mentor of mine, said, Michael, stop talking about all of this esoteric stuff that nobody understands. What you have to do is just post some beginner piano tutorials. Just take some popular songs that everybody knows and just make tutorials about them. Just do it your way. It doesn't matter if there's a million other tutorials on that song, just do it your way. And he said, take Still Dre by Dr. Dre. Just make a tutorial. And I hemmed and hawed and I complained about it. And I said, I can't do this. This is out of integrity. But he talked me into it. And I agreed. I agreed he had a point. Because I was making things that were so esoteric, I barely even understood what I was saying. I had no idea. I had been shying away. I had been refusing to do anything relatable. Anything, because I have a master's degree in piano. I know a lot about piano at a very high level. But just because I have a master's degree does not mean that I was not a beginner at one point. It does not mean that I don't have things to say at that level too. It does not mean that every time I sit down to play the piano that I'm not playing at that level. Because that's how it is. So I agreed with him. Yes, I have been avoiding that. I have been avoiding talking about anything that could be construed as beginner related. And so I did that. And that's how I ended up with all of this YouTube. All of this YouTube nonsense. Because when you do stuff that's relatable, suddenly people start relating to you. And that's when all hell breaks loose. When people start relating. If you think it's hard just being you, just being one person with the small amount of attention that you get, just imagine, what is it like when you get 1,000 times that attention? So since 2022, I'm a different person, unfortunately. Fortunately and unfortunately. So, let me tell you. Okay, what's going on here? There we go. Nice. What else? I don't even know. I don't care. Don't know, don't care. I don't know. What was I here to talk about? I was here to talk about something, right? I have no idea. I can't even think about it now. So, something to do with the temple, something to do with YouTube. YouTube, being a successful social media creator. Successful social media creator. So you want to talk about attention. You want to talk about getting attention. You have to get attention. See, that's the thing. You get the attention, and then you do something with it. That's the whole point. It's why I'm talking right now. Okay, I'm trying to get attention. Do you think I want attention? Attention's a means to an end. The reason I want attention is because I want to take the attention that I get and direct it somewhere. That's what's in it for me. It's very straightforward, cause and effect. Okay? You talk about views. You want views. How do you get views? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to have to take a little bit of time to warm up a little bit here. It's going to take even more time than expected. It's just like more time. Okay? The pandemic. Being a successful social media creator. When I started this in 2020, there was this word creator didn't exist. I never heard that. But now the word creator has this strange meaning. If you listen to the first episode of the Self-Defined Human podcast, it's about the drama triangle. And there's a reconsecrated version of this episode that was posted recently. Once we lit the first stone, I posted the reconsecrated version. And in the drama triangle, there are three roles. There's the creator. Well, this is not the drama triangle. This is the empowerment dynamic. In the empowerment dynamic, there are three roles. There's the creator, the challenger, and the coach. And that's, to me, that's what creator was. And so I use the word creator all the time. I capitalize the C, creator. Because that's what I am, a creator. That's what you are, a creator. But then, and I don't know when this happened, 2022 maybe, suddenly I started seeing the word creator was used to talk about social media. So I guess that's how I'm using the word now. Creator. Creator. It's like it's something that kids do, is they create. They're creative. Adults are not creative, right? There's something a little bit condescending about that. See, it used to be that you were an artist or you're an author. Now you're a creator. What is that? I don't know the answer to any of this. I'm just telling you what I see. But what I don't see what I don't see the bitty 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 ba ba da. The problem with you is that you're so concerned with doing the thing that you're so concerned with the image, you're so concerned with the optics that you don't let yourself be what you need to be. You don't let yourself be the force that you need to be. Okay? Because now you're thinking about you're a creator, and so now you have to worry about metrics. Now you have to worry about likes and subscribes and follows and shares, and you have to worry about views, and you have to worry about all the rest of it. All of the rest of those vanity metrics that are there, they're put there by the platform to get you hooked on the platform, to get you hooked on continuing to pull that lever to get more and more of those little numbers, those little icons, those little notifications that they keep giving you. They want you hooked on that so that you keep adding more content, which is fine, good. That's what's in it for them. But what's in it for you is not those numbers. Don't get hooked on the numbers. The social media is the most amazing opportunity for actually having an impact and making connections with people and getting ideas out there and getting ideas back and having some kind of engagement back and forth. This never existed. When I was a kid, do you think that we had social media? Do you think that, like, what would it take if I wanted to make a video and distribute it around the world back in the 1990s? What would have to happen? And I was on the internet in the 1990s. There was no camera. There was no streaming audio. I could type. I could make a web page. But I couldn't put my photograph out there. I couldn't put my voice out there. But now I can do all of that, and I can do it in real time. I'm talking to you live right now. This is not pre-recorded. You're hearing these words like, I don't know, there's probably a little delay, but it's not a huge delay. You're hearing these words less than a minute after I'm saying them, certainly. And it may be even less than that. So this isn't something to scoff at. You have to understand that's what's in it for you. You as a creator, you as somebody who's doing work, and putting something out there and trying to have an influence. Don't get hooked on these numbers. You have to keep coming, like, forget all of that. What matters is that you're able to take this medium and use it. And sometimes it's not going to look good, and sometimes it's not going to sound good. But if you're doing this for a reason, if there's something, like, you have to, like, say, do I have an idea? Like, is there something, does my intuition know what needs to happen? And if my intuition knows, and even if you can't logic it, you can't explain it, you can't articulate it perfectly, but do you have the intuition about it? And if you do, then you just make it happen. So whether it's on video or whether you're writing it out or whatever, you're not just doing this for the attention. You're not just doing this because it feels good when other people, like, do you think I care how many likes I get? Who cares? And YouTube is just ramping this up. They changed the notification. Now, instead of saying someone liked your comment, now it says you got a like. What's that all about? I got a like? No, I don't care. Keep your likes. I'm not doing this for the likes. See, that's what they're trying to do, because now they've gamified it, which is fine. Like, that's what's in it for them. But I don't want to be, like, I don't want to be a pawn in their game. Like, I want to use them just like they're using me. That's what it means to be a creator. It means you use other people the way they use you. It's a reciprocal relationship. So don't play that game. Don't get hooked on these likes. You don't need likes. Stop leaving comments to get likes. Like, stop with this performative commenting. Like, that's a waste of time. It's a waste of space, and it's just a distraction for everybody. Like, if you have something that you want to put out there, don't go onto the comment section and start cracking jokes or whatever you're doing. Actually do it. Like, for real. Do what I'm doing. Turn the camera on and talk to strangers for 30 minutes about whatever it is that you think is so important that you have to say. And then the results that you get, if you're going to spend 30 minutes of your time and make this important, does it matter how many likes you get? Is that what you're doing it for? You're doing it so that you can get those YouTube notifications saying you got a like, you got a like, you got a like, you got a like. Is that what you want? You want to put that on your gravestone, that you got 14,000 likes. Was it worth it? And then how much damage are you causing with all of that? All these comments that get all these likes, I have to read all of that. Do you think, like, what? These are, every single one of these people, they should have their own YouTube channel, and they should be doing their own thing. If you want to be a performer that badly, then make your own show. Like, find the thing that you have to say and say it. This is such a waste of potential. Likes, subscribes. Let's talk about subscribes. I have almost 100,000 subscribers on this channel. Do you think the temple has 100,000 devoted followers? No, it doesn't. Okay? It doesn't. right now it says there are 7 people here. Now the number just changed to 2. What's the truth? Who knows? Could be anything. Now it says 5. The temple does not have 100,000 devoted followers. On TikTok, what does the temple's account on TikTok say? It says 72.6 thousand. 72.6 thousand. I don't know those people. Why did they follow? Why did they subscribe? Who knows? Who knows? Most of them subscribe because of some stupid piano video that they don't even understand. They click subscribe. Why? I don't know. I don't subscribe to YouTube channels. How many YouTube channels am I subscribed to? I don't know. 10? How many TikTok accounts am I subscribed to? 40? And yet I see these people that follow me on Instagram back when I had an Instagram account, back before it was disabled against my will. People would follow me with 7,000, 8,000. Others, they're following 8,000 accounts, 10,000. How can you possibly keep up with 10,000 Instagram accounts? What is that? What are you doing with your life? I want to keep that number down. I was following maybe 200 at one point, and I said, that's too many. I have to get that number down. And so I started removing them. And I got down to, I think, 47. I think I was following 47 accounts when they disabled mine. And even 47 was too many. I can't keep up with 47 people. I have my own stuff to worry about. I don't want anybody following me where I'm not the main account they're following. Maybe you can have 2 or 3, maybe. But this should be the most important thing. Like, it should be in the top 5. This should be why you're on YouTube, is for this. If it's not, then I don't want you here. You're what are you doing? How can you possibly be dividing your attention that much? There are probably 5, I don't know, that I follow. And I mean, this isn't just some like frivolous, like, you know, it's not like AI glass fruit cutting. This is serious stuff that we talk about here. This takes a lot of attention. So if you're making a channel, do you want people following you who aren't giving you their full attention? Of course not. But see, you can't do that on YouTube, apparently, because that's just the level that this is all sunk to. Now, I don't know if it was just the pandemic. I don't know if just that's because that's around when I started to really dig in to being a force on social media. And it seemed to work sort of okay at that time. Maybe that was just how it was. That was the zeitgeist. And maybe it's changed now. Or maybe I've changed. I don't know what's happened. But it seems that it's just degrading. How? How is this possible? Did all the good people leave? Like, what happened? Someone explain it to me. Someone explain to me. Or maybe I was just deluded back then. Maybe I thought that all this attention was so great. But because look, at the end of the day, you can look 2021, May 31st, what did I do? I went through all my Instagram followers and I removed every single one of them. But that was it. That was over a year into the pandemic. But that was the desert. That was me wandering in the desert without the temple. There was no temple at that point. I was searching for the temple, but I had not yet found it. Now that I found the temple, what's different? See, you have to build a temple. Do you get it? That's the whole point. You can't just wander in the desert. You can't just be you and turn the camera on and expect that anyone's going to care about you. More importantly, you can't defend you. How do you defend you? See, if I go into the Cheesecake Factory and I order something that's not on their menu, which is impossible because their menu is huge. But let's say I found something, I thought of something that's not on the menu. Maybe they don't have stuffed crust pizza on the menu. And I want to order that. What are they going to do? Are they going to say, well, we don't want to lose this customer, we better make it? No, they can't say that. They're not going to say that. Why? Because they have the protection of the temple. The Cheesecake Factory has policies. It has a menu. It has a name. And that protects them. It says, these are the dishes that we will make. These are the substitutions we will make. And they can make anything. They can make the pizza that they make. They can make the pasta they make. They can make the omelet. They can make the veggie burger melt. They can make the avocado egg rolls. They can make the cheesecake. Whatever. They can make any of those things. 500 things that they can make. And they can divide their attention in 500 ways. If they can do it, fine. Now, Shark Tank may not approve of that. They may say, no, Gordon Ramsay may not approve of that. He might say you have to find 5 menu items and just double down on those. But whoever invented the Cheesecake Factory is obviously a total whack job, but a genius of some kind, because it seems to be working. Can you imagine taking an entire restaurant and saying, we're going to pick one dessert item and we're going to come up with 50 variations on this thing, and that's going to be the name of the restaurant. The Cheesecake Factory is not a bakery. It's not a place for dessert. It's a place you go for dinner. But the cheesecake has this weirdly bizarre centerpiece role in this play. How? Why? That's weird. But that's temple. You do stuff like that because somebody's intuition said this is what has to happen. We're going to make it about the cheesecake. We're not going to make it about come here and have a nice dinner. No, it's going to be weird. You're going to feel like you're walking into a temple. There's going to be these giant pillars. There's going to be 50 kinds of cheesecake in a glass case. There's going to be a menu that's too big you can't even read the whole thing. There's going to be the name. We're going to name it the Cheesecake Factory. It's not going to be the Cheesecake House, or it's a factory. It's going to have this industrial name. It's going to be like you're going to walk in and it's going to feel inviting but the name is going to sound industrial and off-putting. It's a place of contradiction. It's a house of mirrors. But that's why it works. You see, there's this artistic balance. That's how the temple works. For every yin, there's a yang. Every push, there's a pull. You've got the gas pedal and you have the brake pedal. You don't just say, oh, we want customers. We'll just do whatever to get the customers. No. You say this means something. And this is worth standing for. And this is worth fighting for. And if it means some people aren't going to get it, if some people are going to say, what? Factory? I don't want to eat at a factory. Then they don't eat at the factory. They go somewhere else. Or if they don't want to eat at a place with giant pillars. They don't want to eat at a place they don't eat at a place where an omelet costs $19. Then they don't. Fine, go somewhere else. There's all kinds of places you can go. But the Cheesecake Factory has that integrity because somebody said, no, this is how it's going to be. And everything is right down when you get takeout, the way that they portion out the bread, the different kinds of bread that they give you. And when you get a slice of cheesecake to go and they put the whipped cream in the thing, they have the little container for the cheesecake and they put the bananas on it and everything is it's all planned out. They have checklists for everything. I don't know how they do it, but they don't leave anything up to chance. The whole thing is ritualized. That's how you make something that works. There's a crazy person who invented this. You get that? Like, this is not a normal restaurant. So if you're not a normal person, and you can't just make normal things that people go to just because they don't have anything better to do, then you may have to do something like that. You may have to sit down and say, hold on a second, maybe we have to go through every little detail and make this place into the place it needs to be. So if you're going to come here and say, what, this is YouTube. What? You're telling me I can't perform in your comment section? I thought this was YouTube. I came here to perform. No, you don't perform here. I perform here. This is my show. This is the Temple Show. I'll take some questions if anyone has any questions. This is your chance to ask a YouTube creator with almost 100,000 subscribers. This is your chance to talk to him when he's on this side of 100,000. We're still at 99.6. This may not last because soon I'm going to be too big for you. No questions. Okay. Nothing? Really? Come on, you must have some curiosity of what it's like to be the priest of the temple, at least. Even if you don't care about being a YouTube creator, a YouTuber. Okay. That's going to be it then. May the temple be with you.